kind of wonderful when a song is picked out that really covers most everything that we're going to talk about today. So I am talking about making room for joy. Making room for joy. How many of you feel like you would like more joy in your life? Enjoy joy and more joy could be, right? I think most of us are in that place. So what is joy? How do we make room for joy? Where is that? So making room for joy means it's about forgiveness. Making room for joy, it's about choosing love. Making room for joy, it's about looking for God in all the right places. So where do you look for God? Everywhere, thank you. So we know God is within and God is everywhere. So we have an opportunity to look for God in all the right places. And we have an opportunity to choose love at all times, as well as forgive. So what does joy mean? Joy is an attitude of the heart. It's a place where we feel the truth. It's a place where we know Spirit lives. It's a place where we get beyond the personal into the universal Spirit of God. Joy, defined by Webster, is the emotion evoked by well-being, success, or good fortune, or by the prospect of possessing what one desires. It sounds good, doesn't it? Yeah, it's that place where we have an emotion that we know all is well. It's that place where we're at peace. And the truth is, joy is an attitude of the heart and an expression of Christ. And what is Christ? Well, Christ abides in each and every one of us. The Christ is the I am, that place where there's a creative force and activity. I am. It's important when we use the I am to do that with awareness of what it is that we are creating. I am love versus I am some of those negative things. So be aware of your I am, because it is a creative force. It is a nature that is within us and can make quite a difference. So joy is a gladness. It's based not on circumstances. So joy is that place where it's a foundation. It's a foundation within us. We're all born with joy in our hearts. You know how kids just love to be in joy and giggle and laugh. So it's a basis of who and what we are. Joy is an infallible sign of the presence of God. An infallible sign of the presence of God. Are you willing to see God in everything? Are you willing to find God? Are you willing to live in an innocence? So when you see things, you see them as if for the first time. I love doing that with flowers or fish or all those different things that I find. Children, oh gosh. So I've just spent a week in the Cayman Islands scuba diving. And there's nothing in the world like seeing fish that I've seen many times before, but seeing them anew and being awed by the colors and the movements that they make. And then I walk out and I see the beautiful flowers that are here. And I'm just awed by that. And it's not like I go, oh, I've seen those a jillion times. I don't care anything about them. It's about being in innocence. It's about choosing to see differently. So if we're going to experience joy, if we want to know joy at a deeper level, and I think most of us, while we experience joy and know it, we're also willing to deepen it. And on our spiritual path, we know that it's putting practice into our operating system. We actually use the application of our principles, of our unity principles, and it's about behaving versus just believing. It's about putting our behaviors into practicing the principles of God. It's not about thinking it and going, oh, I know that this is the way it should be. But it's about stepping out in that place of faith. So how do we develop more joy? Well, one of the things to developing more joy is forgiveness. It's a key to joy, to give good forward, to be in a place of looking past the circumstance to the Christ presence within. I hear this little feedback going on. To forgive is the highest, most beautiful form of love. In return, you will receive untold peace and happiness. That's what it means to forgive. It's to get past that stuff so that we receive peace, beauty, joy. I want to make more room in my heart for joy. To forgive others, not because they deserve forgiveness, but because you deserve peace. Would you like that? You know, it's not about forgiving other people because they need it, they deserve it, but you certainly deserve peace. And what I know is the Christ lives within each of us, just as it lives in all other people. And so there may be something that we judge as wrong, bad, not the highest. But guess what? Behind their heart, in that very special place, the Christ is as well. So they may not be acting from that place. That might not be their behavior. But Christ still lives within them. And we still have the opportunity to look past appearances to truth. So how many times did Jesus say we should forgive? And what does 70 times 7 mean? It means forever. We're going to forgive and forgive until it is done, until it is finished. So you may do some forgiveness work. And you know, forgiveness work is writing a letter to the angel or writing and burning it or doing various things that bring us to a place of peace. And we think we've done it. And then we see the person or we hear something or something comes up and we go, oh, man, I thought I'd done that forgiveness work and here it is again. Well, guess what? It's all right. There's nothing wrong with you. You just get to do it again. You just get to do it again until it is truly, truly finished. There's nothing wrong, promise. So if we are looking for God in all the right places, what might we do with that? So this month, the power of the month is will, which I think just plays right into this, because whose will is it that we want to live? And where will we find more joy when we come from a place of living God's will? So the 12 powers of man / woman are the attributes of God. They live within us, and they can be activated and strengthened as needed. Will is a spiritual power. It's a directive power. That is, it determines the character or the formation of who we are. And using our 12 powers and saying, all right, I choose to live God's will. And choosing to live God's will means that I will be in divine order and that I will love past appearances. You know, those are 12 powers. And if I am going to be in that place of forgiving, that means I'm going to eliminate that is in the past, that's no longer present and active in my life. And sometimes we just leave it active in our lives up here and it's already over. It doesn't serve us very well that way. So I know that as I have, you have met people who annoy you. Yes? You've met people who try to create a little grief in your life. But what I also know is that as we awaken this will and as we become willing to watch how we respond to people, and if we notice that we are responding in a way that is unloving, then we can direct ourselves through spiritual understanding to understand anew. We can look at these folks and say, the Christ within me beholds the Christ in you. Now, I'm telling you, no matter who is annoying you, using this affirmation will change things. This has probably been the biggest change in my life. So it's one of the first principles I heard in Unity, and I began using it everywhere I went. Oh, the Christ in me meets the Christ in you. Oh, at the grocery store, it's a great one. You know, you get irritated with that person trying to push in front of you, or on the highway when somebody's wanting to cut in front of you. Christ in me beholds the Christ in you. It's that simple. Oh, I see past appearances, and I behold the truth in you. We can do that. So letting the love of God and the understanding of spiritual nature that is within us pour forth from us, we can experience such a strong place that there is no conflict. We can let go of a sense of conflict within ourselves or others. You know, the truth about forgiveness, people never want to hear this. The bottom line for forgiveness is forgiving ourselves. It all comes back. It doesn't matter what somebody else has done to you. So does that mean you're holding on to it? I'm not willing to let go. They were at fault. They faulted me. I can hold this. Truth is, you're the one that's experiencing a lack of peace. So you want to let that go for you. There is this place within us that calls us to serve. A great way to make more space for joy. If you are looking for more joy in your life, if you're wanting to clean out, service to others will bring joy and get you out of yourself faster than anything I know. It was our word for today's service. And the truth is, life is for enjoying. Life is not about enduring. It's about coming to that place where you know your truth and the truth of God, where you find within you a willingness to move, a willingness to strengthen the movement of forgiveness, a place to release that no longer serves, a place that brings love and radiates love to you and others. And in doing that, we come back to looking for God in all the right places. And so I invite you to make room for joy in your life. God bless you.